Max Bennett was born on May 24, 1928 and died on September 14, 2018. He was an American jazz bassist and session musician. Bennett grew up in Kansas City and Oskaloosa, Iowa, and went to college in Iowa. His first professional gig was with Herbie Fields in 1949, and following this he played with Georgie Auld, Terry Gibbs, and Charlie Ventura. He served in the Army during the Korean War from 1951 to 1953, and then played with Stan Kenton before moving to Los Angeles. There he played regularly at the Lighthouse Cafe with his own ensemble, and played behind such vocalists as Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald, Joni Mitchell and Joan Baez through the 1970s. 1. He also recorded with Charlie Mariano, Conte Candeli, Bob Cooper, Bill Holman, Stan Levy, Lou Levy, Coleman Hawkins and Jack Montrose. Bennett recorded under his own name from the late 1950s and did extensive work as a composer and studio musician in addition to jazz playing. Often associated with the Wrecking Crew, he performed on many records by the Monkees and the Partridge Family. In 1969, Bennett served as the principal bassist for Frank Zappa's Hot Rats project. According to Bennett, "I was not familiar with Zappa's music. Our paths never crossed. I was never a big fan of avant-garde music in that sense. It was while I was working in the studio, what was it, 1967, I think. And I got a call from John Green. He said, 'Get your stuff over to TTG, that was in Hollywood, I got a double session for you with Frank Zappa.' So we get there and we worked 2 double sessions for tonight's. And that was the album, that was Hot Rats." He also played on later Zappa albums such as Chunga's Revenge. His studio work also included bass on the 1969 Lalo Schifrin soundtrack to the 1968 film Bullitt, as well as Greatest Science Fiction Hits Volumes 1-3 with Neil Norman and his Cosmic Orchestra. In 1973, Green and Bennett joined Tom Scott's L.A. Express alongside Joe Sample and Larry Carlton. After recording their eponymous debut album, the Jazz Fusion Quintet served as the core band for Mitchell's Court and Spark 1974. A subsequent iteration of the group, including guitarist Robin Ford and pianist Larry Nash, backed Mitchell on the live Miles of Isles 1974 and recorded 2 smooth jazz albums for Caribou Records following Scott's departure in 1976. After the band's dissolution, Bennett formed his own group, Freeway. He continued to perform with his last group, Private Reserve, until his death in 2018. He died at 90 years old.